Okay, ladies, I'm back with part two. So I've already started sanding some of these. So you can see it kind of reveals the actual script on there. So I still have one which I have not done yet. Kind of see before and after. This is the after and this is the before. So we're going to go ahead and show you how to distress this. Just take this, and because it's sanding, it's already sanded. So just apply a little bit of pressure and just kind of go ahead and sand it so that you can kind of reveal. It's almost like if you were using white core paper. In this case, we're using the grunge paper, so we're exposing the grunge. And you don't want to do it too much. You just want to do just a little bit to kind of expose a little bit of that, okay? Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to apply just a little bit. I usually start out with my dark glimmer mist, which was the Purple Pansy. So now I'm going to spray a little bit of the hydrangea. And the hydrangea has a little bit of gold. It's a really beautiful color. So I'm going to spray a little bit of that because that kind of gives some dimension in there. I kind of just use this little box right here for glimmer mist spraying. So I'm just going to put these right in here. And I'm not going to do a heavy coat, just a very light coat. So these guys are all in here, and I'm going to just spritz them. Tip on the glimmer mist, I like to lay them flat when I know the colors I'm going to use, because then the colors all mount up on the side, and then it's a lot easier. You can just rock it back and forth, and then your glimmer mist will actually mix evenly. So just take it before you use it and just let it sit. Then that way all of the shimmer kind of collects to the bottom. And you just twist it and you have more shimmer and you have even spray and even shimmer all the way. So I'm just going to spritz these a little bit. And what's going to happen, that's just going to have a little bit, again, add a little bit hint of that gold. So I'm just going to go ahead and dry those up. I did light sprays. That way we wouldn't have to spend a lot of time heating. That way they'll dry pretty quickly. So I just want to do just a little bit of drying time here. And I just want to check those okay. So now we can take those out now that those are dry. Now you might not see a difference, but actually here I do. You can see little hints of gold, and I really don't know if you can see it on there, but up close you can really see really cute hints of gold. So now that I have that, what I want to do is go ahead and take my distressing ink, and you can take the one of your choice. This one smells lavender. And what we're going to do is we're just going to just ink up the edges. I'm going to use one of the Tim Holtz little blending tools and the sponge. This actual sponge is actually made for the blending when you use the distress inks. And the thin little cottons are made to use for the alcohol inks. But if you don't have the foam, you can just as well use the thin little cottons. So just take these and just kind of go around, kind of like on Tim Holtz tutorial video. He just tells you kind of just to go in a circular motion around the edges. And what this is doing, this is just adding a little bit of definition to the edges of my flower. You can go darker, you can go lighter, however you choose to. In this case, it's giving a little bit of definition. I might want to go with a darker ink. Here's another purple, Dusty Concord. I love Dusty Concord, but you have to be careful because it is so dark. So I'm just going to put some here. I don't care that I'm blending these two because it's all purple, so to me it's okay. It's up to you. I think I'll use this. This is a lot darker, a lot wetter, so this will give me more definition. So I'll probably use the Dusty Concord instead. So you see that now you can really see the difference in that. So I'll probably use that instead. I'll put my milled lavender to the side. So just kind of want to go around the edges just to kind of give that. Once you go around the edges of all of them, that's when you're going to want to go ahead and start doing some folding. When I did the flower, I actually did some where I folded and some where I curled. And reason being is that when they're all glued together, you can kind of see the difference. It's just kind of like when you're doing the flowers at Tim Holtz, he wants you to curl them or fold them. It gives them definition and it helps to separate each petal, and they look so pretty that way when they're separated. So that's what we'll do here as well. So I'm just taking this in, and if you want, you can kind of go a little bit in the center. It's all up to you. Okay, so I'm going to put that off to the side. So now you can see all my beautiful flowers. Pretty purple flowers, sorry. Really nice. And, you know, they sparkle so beautiful. To me, I like to add extra sparkle at the end by using the pearl I love this pearl one. And to me, I love to have the extra sparkle and shine, so it kind of gives it all that going on. So now that I have them, I want to go ahead and just take a look at the original one I did. So the original one, I curled the largest one and then folded all the little points. I folded those in half, curled in half, and curled. So we're going to be rotating. So in this case, we're going to take this. If you have like a little wooden dowel, that's great. If you don't, a pen, a marker, anything will work. So I just kind of take this and apply the dowel onto the tip and then just kind of roll it with my fingers. Just kind of roll it. And you can see it just curls that. It's just curling that tip. See? So just going along, just putting the tip of the petal around and then just curling that tip. Take it with your finger and then just roll it towards you. So really neat. It's actually really really fast and simple to do too. Another thing you can do if you want to expose the vintage writing in the center a little bit more, you know, we did some more spraying and some more inking, you can definitely go back and do that. You know, kind of expose some of it if you want to a little bit more. It's all up to you. Once I do that, I just kind of run my fingers across it just to reinforce those curls. And I might have to do a part 3 video just because this is taking a couple minutes. I can never do a simple video. But what can you do? That's the whole point of tutorials, is to show you everything. So once I have that one, my first one is curled. My next largest one, I'm going to actually take the corners and I'm going to pinch the corners in half. Pinch them in half. Pinch in half and pinch them in half. And what that's doing is that it's bending those petals. Kind of looks like a little pie shape, little crust. So that's what I'm doing. I'm taking the two petals in the center and then just bending those right in half. Take the next one, bend it right in half. Next one, in half, and in half, and in half. So next thing you may have is a really cool flower. And you can tell the difference between the two. One's bent and one's curled. So when you put them overlapping, you can see a big difference in the two. Okay? So next one I'm going to take, next one to the center is this one, and we're going to curl those petals up as well. So you're rotating, as I said, one you're curling and one you're folding in half. So, really neat. And when you kind of do these flowers, after doing them after a while, you can kind of just do them so fast. You can just kind of just pick them out of there really fast. So just curling the tips. Again, with my fingers, just reinforcing those curls in there. So there's that one. And the next largest one, I'm going to go ahead and take it because the next one is to pinch. So pinch the centers. And these are getting smaller, so it's a lot faster to do. The next video we're going to do is probably going to go ahead and be the gluing of the flower and also adding our little embellishment. So that'll be that one. And then the last small flower, we're just going to do the curl. So I'm just curling this one right up. Okay guys, I'll see you back in the next video, and that'll be the last final video, which is the third video. So we'll do the gluing and adding the embellishments, okay? I'll see you back in a couple.